Last time on the Great Ace Attorney 2.
So, your argument hinges on the location of whoever stabbed the Englishwoman, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now.
Irrelevant?
Where she was stabbed, how she was stabbed, it doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, the trial's already shown the whole thing hinges on something else.
What?
What, is he saying? Well, you see, the thing is, I might have stabbed her, and you can prove that I might have stabbed her, but she was killed with poison, not the knife. So, ha-ha! I'm innocent! Actually, no, you're not. That's still actually a crime that I can find you guilty of.
And how the hell do you know?
So, presumably that means that the victim already had the poison in her body before she was stabbed?
Precisely! It matters not a jot who stabbed who in whose back and with whose
Are
blade.
you freaking listening to yourself? Of course it matters! Even if there was poison involved, there was still a stabbing gun, man! That's at least
Quite
aggravated assault
simply,
with a deadly weapon!
The Englishwoman's life was taken not by the knife, but by the poison.
That's like saying you run somebody over with a car, but you didn't technically kill them because what happened afterwards was they rolled into a ditch and hit their head. You're still responsible for the death, man! Good God!
Oh yes, I stabbed the Englishwoman, and it's that very fact that proves I'm innocent, because...
What? What is happening?
Because why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I already poisoned her? Would I...
The first question I want to ask is why?
So you admit it then, that everything happened as I described?
That's right, I gotcha. If this was all a huge waste of time.
For God's sake, what is this trial doing? What is this? Am I just a joke to you?
How did... In fact, I felt so bad that I...
That wasn't me.
No, that's me, Barney.
I can't stand here and listen to this tripe.
You young girl, you stand accused here. You can't just blurt out whenever you feel like it. You're gonna make me lose this thing.
Sorry, but I'm in the middle of some very important testimony here. Just keep quiet and listen while I pin this murder on you, little girl.
But this awful man is making all of this up. Susato, please, you have to make them listen.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the game and do the voices. I'm Sarah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm... Taylor.
Excellent, we're all here.
Yes.
Now we're all present and accounted for. You know the drill by now. Don't forget to give us a little like, click the subscribe button, ring that bell. And you can drop some comments down below. We do like to read them all.
Yes.
So.
And now, apparently, Mr. Ryutaru
I don't need a counter-argument.
doesn't need a counter-argument.
But why doesn't he need a counter-argument?
Good question.
What are you talking about?
It should be blatantly obvious. Hey, I stole the poison, you say. Gave it to the victim, you say. Stabbed her, you say. You say.
I was just thinking he
Lots
sounded
of
like
fine
a Fumi.
theories.
It's turning into Hifumi.
But I don't need a counter-argument, because you don't have an argument yourself. Where's your evidence?
Don't bother.
All this dramatic flair.
Yes, you make it all sound so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing. Whereas I base my news on facts.
Facts? What do you mean? What are facts?
He's just like, what? I've never heard of anything so ridiculous in my life.
This is news to me.
I just point the finger and then they throw them in jail.
Explain yourself.
I mean, what the professor said earlier in this trial.
Don't drag me into this.
It's all here in my... He said it! He said it! He said the thing in my Menimemos! Let's go home, everybody. It's done. He said
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Every word, every slip of the tongue, all noted. That's what the Show You News is famous for. It's the power of the printed word. But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government.
Indeed. All visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult.
How's that then? Blown the story wide open? See, I, writing Menimemo, a mere reporter from the Shoyu News. Yep! Couldn't possibly have stolen that owl poison from the professor's laboratory.
Oh, goodness. She was blown back by his straps.
There can't be any question of it. He must have stolen the poison that day. He stole it and used it to kill.
And I guess this is where the pen comes in.
Yeah.
The pen. The smoking pen.
And if that's the case... As you've identified, the poison itself is the definitive evidence we need. Because whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here.
What's your point, you annoyingly handsome country bumpkin? That's weird and
Don't know how I
unnecessary.
feel about this. I'm feeling things, and things are stirring in my body, which I've never experienced before.
It's mainly anger.
But some kind of weird attraction somehow.
Oh, I thought you were doing Ryutaru. It's mainly anger, and for some reason I feel like curling my fist into a tight ball and then slamming it at high velocity into your face.
No. That was what about writing, what is this? Why am I feeling like this? Why do I like a dude?
This court case better not awaken anything in me, or I'm gonna be in real trouble.
It's the old kanji in Naruto again.
Yeah. Or if we refer to Blackadder, Bob and Kate, is it Kate short for Bob or whatever the hell it is? That sketch.
Kate and Blackadder himself.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bob and Blackadder himself. Who turned out to be Kate.
My point is this. There is one way that you, Menimemo-san, could have stolen the poison that day.
Eh?
The pen.
I have heard enough verbal conjecture now, thank you. What the court must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have that this witness stole the poison on the day in question?
The pen.
Ba-boom.
Take that! The proof, Your Excellency, is this fountain pen.
A fountain pen? How can that possibly be relevant?
These magical pens somehow seem to have enough ink to write many thousands of kanji characters. I believe they arrived in our country for the first time some 15 years ago now.
Bah! I swear by a weasel hair calligraphy brush. Wait. I swear by a weasel hair calligraphy brush and nothing else. These newfangled pens are merely a fad. Well, as a forward-thinking man of words, obviously I love my fountain pen. Suck up a
Susan.
Susan? Suck up a Susan of sumptuous ink, and one's work is awash with words in the blink of an eye.
I know
Looks
the
like he's
scene
getting
with
ready
the
to
curl
crack
that
his
like
own head.
Like Francais. It's a say.
Yeah.
Susan.
Susan. That's right. Fountain pens have a small reservoir in the barrel.
You lock it into the chamber, pull the trigger, and the ink just squirts right out, and it kills the victim.
Into which ink is sucked up through the nib of the pen in order to write with later.
What does all this talking of sucking up ink have?
I'm sorry, Ouchie. You don't know about sucking up. You do enough of that brown-nosing with the judge.
Oh my.
Sure you know what sucking up is in abundance. Thank you. I really needed that in my ear.
What? I was just sucking up.
And just as it's possible to suck up ink into the reservoir, it's also possible to eject it through the nib again, of course.
There's just a one-way fountain pen. Ink goes into it but never leaves.
Yeah.
My word. Can
Can this really be?
I mean, one-way fountain pens do exist because they're the ones that take the ink cartridges and they expel ink but don't take ink back into them. Like
Not
pretty
that
much.
way.
No,
Anyway.
as opposed to the inverse, where they take ink in but never expel it.
Yeah. No, it's just you were saying about one-way fountain pens. I'm like, but one-way fountain pens do exist. They are like general
No,
ones
but
that you buy.
like they used to have like.
No, I know
they-
that.
they
I know.
drew-
No, I know. Taylor said about a one-way fountain pen, though. I was just saying that they do exist.
Yeah, but we gotta get with the times, Pete. We gotta go back in time.
Yeah, I know.
This particular instance.
Yeah, no, I know.
This is what happens when you ruin my joke.
I
It's when
was
you
just,
try to explain the joke
I
and
was,
it goes
I
wrong.
was just dunking on Taylor's joke. I know we've got to go back in time where they draw the ink in and out. I know that. I know. Jesus. Just get on with it, man.
Well, Menimemo.
You're the one with the controller.
I needed Sarah to say
Ah.
the thing.
When you saw the deadly poison before your eyes in the laboratory that day, you used your fountain pen, your very lifeblood, to steal some of it, didn't you?
I'm amazed that he did that. He was like, "Oh, I've got my brand new fountain pen that's never ever seen a drop of ink in it, and oh, this poison seems interesting. Maybe I'll use that. I'll christen the fountain pen with this ink." Not ink, poison. Sorry, my brain just. It's just weird that like it just so happened to have never been used or to be perfectly clean.
By siphoning the poison up through the nib and into the pen's reservoir.
Yay!
Oh, his hat's gone now.
Yeah, he like. slammed it up.
Action! More absurdity. That never happened.
Never happened. We made it all up.
True.
An utter fabrication.
True, we've heard that there were procedures in place to prevent thefts like this from the laboratory. But would anyone have thought to look inside a fountain pen of all places?
No, I'm a little ashamed to say that for fear of offending our guests, such a detailed search would not have been conducted.
Well, this is quite startling, I must say.
I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. In other words, it was dropped at the scene by Menimemo-san.
Hey, hey, hey.
Or perhaps one of the other Shoyu news reporters who were there that day. Oh, whoops.
So the crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped?
Are you suggesting?
The natural conclusion is that in your haste to act whilst the victim was distracted for a moment, you dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from it into her glass.
Objection! There could be any number of alternative explanations. For example, the witness could have been using his pen to write down the details of his conversation with the victim.
Which he couldn't have been because of the ink.
And
Yeah.
when shocked by one of her outrageous answers, the pen fell from his quivering hand.
Objection! No, that can't be. If it was, how do you explain why the pen was devoid of ink?
What?
As you can see for yourself if you examine the evidence, there would appear to be no ink present in the reservoir.
Oh, that's just my invisible ink.
That newspaper reporter goes to interview
What
someone.
newspaper report? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
what
what newspaper?
newspaper reporter goes into an interview? Why do I say into? I'm a
Into the interview.
What newspaper reporter goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
No, the pen was dropped after the poison that filled its reservoir had been emptied into the victim's glass.
Witness! What do you have to say in your defense?
It's a Menimemoism. Oh,
So this is how a modern justice system works, is it?
Yeah!
So what if the ink in my pen runs dry? So what if my pencil snaps?
Oh
What?
God, it's Wolverine. It's Logan.
I can always claw my way back into the game. I have plenty in reserve.
Oh, Jesus.
Ah!
Ah! You my bottom. Jesus.
You claim I sucked the poison up into my pen? That's wild speculation. Nothing more.
If you thought you could bring down a fine, upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again!
I would have to point to the pencils that you have currently lodged inside my podium as evidence that you're not quite as upstanding a citizen as you might say, but
It looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter.
And that's going to be the ink on the side of his hand, surely.
No, it's going to be we have the reagent in the bottle that can detect the poison. We just got to suck it up into the reservoir.
That's what it is. I forgot about that.
Yes. And there's a little bit of
there's a
liquid
little
still
bit
inside
left.
the pen. Well done, Taylor.
I forgot about that.
As I see it, the situation is now very simple.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, God, my throat.
Oh, bless you.
it rests upon whether or not this witness did indeed steal the poison on the day in question. And therefore, it all depends on whether or not the defense can prove that he did with evidence.
Ha! No such evidence could possibly exist.
Objection!
I know. Because I did it. I mean, whoops.
Menimemo-san. This is how our modern justice system works.
What?
In the courtroom, evidence is everything. Something you would do well to remember. Because we are well past the point of speculation at this stage, I assure you.
Very well then. I call upon the defense to present the aforementioned evidence.
This is it then. This will be the final piece in the puzzle.
Smack.
The defense can prove by means of this item that it was the witness's pen that was used to steal the poison. So,
Shabushki.
take that!
Counsel, what is that bottle?
This bottle contains the unique chemical reagent that can identify the poison in question.
Ah!
Yes, that poison is an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids, developed by my colleagues and I. It would be impossible to detect traces of it by any other method.
Or, from another perspective, simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison.
Reagent? What?
One drop of the contents of this bottle on the tip of your fountain pen, Menimemo-san, is all it will take to solve this case beyond all reasonable doubt.
Be a bit of a like, oh snap, if it turns out that it didn't do anything. Be like,
I think
mean,
they'd probably check the knife at that point just to see as well,
Yeah, I
just in
guess.
case.
I mean, I'm sure it will, but it'd be like, oh
Well, they already
no.
checked the knife.
Yeah,
with
but
the
they didn't do
reagent?
it with the reagent, though, did they?
They did. No, they did.
Oh, did
There was
they?
that whole bit about sending it off to the police so they could use the
Oh.
reagent. Yeah, like Mikotoba was like, yes, I've sent it off to the police and I've given them the reagent that they need, but I also have this small bottle of it. I don't know why it would be useful, but go ahead and hold
Just
on
in
to
case,
it
you
anyway.
never know.
Okay, just ignore me then.
No, you can't. I won't.
Menimemo-san, don't you dare plunge those pencils into any of the courtroom! Especially
Your
somebody's
crimes
forehead!
Your crimes are bad enough, but at least know when to admit defeat.
Your Excellency, the defense requests permission to carry out the test on the fountain pen at once.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no!
This isn't my fault! The Empire drove me to this, trying to hold its head high as a civilized nation. I took a bomb in the form of the mighty pen. I fought to all in the name of justice and righteousness. Yes,
Oh, there we go.
Susato, with me!
Oh no.
I'm here!
Wow, he actually managed to line that up without any prior warning.
I feel like I've seen that move before!
Did I do it right? That was a Susato takedown, wasn't it?
That's quite.
Oh,
That's a Ryutaru takedown.
What are you whispering over there?
It's at the very periphery of my ability to hear, but I couldn't swear I heard that feminine name again.
The instant the first drop of the reagent touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present. We should have said that as Susato's voice, but never mind. Oh dear.
When I saw it there in the lab, the poison, the devil got hold of me, and I decided to do it on a whim. I excused myself and emptied all the ink down the sink, in the drink, in the stink, in the pink, in the... Anyway,
Whoa, no,
all
no,
the ink... Wait, oh no, I didn't actually mean to do that. Anyway, all the ink down the sink in the bathroom, washing the reservoir out carefully.
Let's gloss over that
What are you
one.
snickering about? This
Nothing?
is a very...
Nothing at all.
Very serious.
Yes.
Don't draw attention
And
to
then
it.
you... And then you waited for an opportunity to suck up some of the poison, didn't you?
I'm just like, for God's sake. There we go. You've done one thing, and now the brain's tipped into horny mode. Like,
Into your fountain pen.
Suck it!
Yes. That's right.
Answer me one thing, Menimemo-san. Why did you steal it? For what purpose?
Yeah, isn't it obvious? To find out what it was made of and expose it in an article. I mean, it was a secret project after all. Too juicy for a journal like me to pass up.
Then why did the English woman end up dead?
I went into that hut intending to quiz her on her situation, that's all. As a reporter. A known killer enjoying full freedom. Evading justice by leaving the country. I told her what I thought about it. And she just laughed in my face!
Oh.
ew, what's this? A Far Eastern caveman purporting to practice journalism. Really, you must learn the difference between reporting and listening at doorways, you ignorant plebeian.
What? What did you call me?
This country, with its pretenses to a justice system...
Pretensions?
Pretensions.
This
Pretensions.
country, with its pretensions to a justice system, to a free press, is really very depressing. You see our superior ways in the West, yet you lack the mental capacity to emulate them. Get out of here, you oaf. Get out and crawl back into the cave you came from.
Yeah.
What's that over there?
Oh, well. Hey, look!
Yoink, squeak.
Oh, look, your hat's getting away. You better go catch it. That's when I remembered. About the deadly poison I happened to have in my pen at the time.
That's it. Someone laughs at your career or whatnot, and so the natural thing to do is to think, oh, well, I best murder this person right now.
What a terrible tale. In my head, I knew I should just get out of there as quickly as possible. But I couldn't! I couldn't let her get away with what she'd done, when she clearly had no remorse at all. This is not a comfortable angle to have your head at, I just gotta say. I suppose it was my journo spirit, getting all fired up.
Oh, God, I guess this means I'm done. Again.
Not again.
Not again.
I'd like to ask you something.
Yes.
You often talk about justice. But surely as a journalist, you could have used another means to deliver the justice you sought.
Well, you see, the thing is in the heat of the moment, you don't really think straight, ma'am.
There's no justice in the press.
Sorry?
After that trial 9 months ago, I kept digging and digging to find out what had happened in that courtroom. And finally, I discovered the truth. It was a cover-up, that's what it was!
A cover-up? What do you mean?
Is it really relevant to be going on about this in the courtroom of the
Oh,
completely...
would you look at that? I've got a tea time, actually. Not guilty. Moving on. Bye-bye. I would remind you of your position, witness. Be careful of what you say.
Oh, come on! Doesn't it strike you as strange? We're suddenly not allowed to convict a foreign national? Consular jurisdiction should never have come into it! And yet that puffed-up Englishwoman was gonna sail away into the sunset a free woman! The only possible explanation is that, behind the scenes, some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan!
What sort of deal?
What was that?
What sort of deal?
Oh, okay. I thought, that strangely handsome boy just had a very, very feminine son. Anyway, I've done my research.
I've got a frog in my throat.
Could I be excused?
Dug
I just
a
need to
hole?
powder my nose. Oh, wait, no, that's not something that women do. That men do. Damn! Oh, no, I said women!
I need to clip my nails? No, not that.
I need to trim my beard.
Go and up the wall.
I need to very quickly trim my beard.
I've done my research, dug up all the dirt. It was all ready to be published. Yeah, but you know what happened? The editor just tore the article up.
He came under pressure from the government, you mean?
If our government is going to let criminals walk free, if they're going to crush the free press, then what choice do I have but to see that justice is done myself?
Where do you keep getting these pencils from?
Let's not forget,
It's like Gaston, it's like Gaston's like, when I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large, except it was like the entire supply of freaking eggs in France.
When I was a lad, I bought all the stationery store.
I'm confused as
When
to where the
I
link
was a lad, I bought 4 dozen pencils every morning to help me write a story. And now as a man, I buy 5 dozen pencils. So I can cover the details mundane and gory.
No.
Execution. Now.
I'm just.
Rights like Menimemo-san.
I'm just. Oh.
Disillusion plays the musical.
I am but aghast at this.
Let's not forget.
What can I say except you're welcome.
Let's. Thank you. We're here all week. Let's not forget Menimemo-san.
What's the matter, handsome yokel boy? You seem like you're stumbling on your words.
Shut up, you. I'll find another place for those pencils if you're not careful.
One murder is enough, thank you.
That you committed murder yourself, and you tried to lay the blame at the defendant's door. I'm sorry, but you're no better than Giselle Brett. Oof.
What?
The truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all.
I suppose. Oh, I suppose.
It would appear, somehow, that we have reached a conclusion in this trial at last. Counsel for the defense, Ryutaru Naruhodo.
Oh!
That's you, Dingleberry!
Yes. Sorry, Your Excellency. Just, musing in a manly way here.
Manly mute.
It's almost unbelievable that this is your first experience of the Supreme Court. It was an excellent performance. In truth, it very much reminded me of your cousin's exploits.
Oh! Naruhodo Ryunosuke, you mean?
I think his name was just Ryunosuke, not Ryunosuke. I mean, whatever. The way he handled this trial 9 months ago and the way you handled this one, it gives me hope that we are genuinely entering a new era of justice in this land.
Aww.
Thank God you're not a woman.
Oh dear, if only he knew.
He just immediately sours the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's very flattering, Your Excellency.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
The fountain pen idea wasn't a bad one, was it?
You sound awfully effeminate all of a sudden.
That's very flattering, Your Excellency.
Hearing the defense you put forward today makes me feel most keenly that the future of our justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries, but only the men.
I was gonna say, yeah, by strapping young men such as yourself and your contemporaries.
Yeah.
By strong, manly, virile men like yourself.
Virile. Oh God. Virile. It's just like it makes me feel sick.
May you go forth.
When you leave this courtroom today, I pray that you spread your manly spirit everywhere and encourage your fellow man to rise up in the pursuit of justice.
Damn it, Taylor, I was
men.
going to do the same joke, and I'm like, go forth and multiply, my son.
Are we gonna have to get out the horny bat again?
No. Thank you.
Well, he didn't actually say any of that.
No, I know. Thank you.
So, Prosecutor Ouchie, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah.
Other than wanting to die?
I think his new sprout of hope has wilted a little bit.
His new sprout.
I think that little growth
Oh.
is trying to.
What the?
What?
Is that like a?
What the?
It looks
Oh,
like.
is he going to cut
Is
it
that a
off?
birdhouse?
It looks like a cat toy.
Oh, he's gonna commit seppuku.
Yes.
Oh, God. No. No,
But
he's
with-
just going to cut the little knot off,
Yeah,
isn't
but
he?
it does look like he's gonna commit seppuku.
Yeah.
Why is he using a birdhouse?
Prosecutor Ouchie!
I, Takatsuchi of the Ouchie clan, have been bested by a callow youth, not once now, but twice. A mere yokel. If there was any shred of my former self left, it has withered and died here today.
Gosh, your journey to cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it?
Silence! Can't you see I'm trying to be serious here? Rather than living on in shame.
Oh, my God. Jesus. Okay. This is a bit
I
disturbing.
will end it all now with this.
Could you
blade.
not do this in my courtroom, maybe?
Or if you do, don't leave a mess.
For that is the true path to Ouchieism.
What?
Ouchie-ism?
One hopes that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness.
Sprig of my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Hope is lost forever. Takatsuchi. Oh, is that a haiku?
Oh, it might be.
I guess it must be. Doesn't really work that well with the text boxes, though.
No, I think it is a haiku.
Maybe.
I can't remember.
It's like it's supposed to be 575 on the syllables, but hope is
Sprig
lost forever.
of my top knot. The time
I think it is.
right for farewell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hope is
forever.
lost. It's a haiku.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah! And just like stabs himself in the head.
Oh.
Oh no, he's shaking.
Oh, I kind of feel bad for him. Oh, oh no.
Look at this little sparkle. Now I am born.
She's like doing a prayer.
That's it. Oh dear.
Oh, yes. Tragic indeed.
Everyone
dear.
says a silent prayer. The whole courtroom.
Oh dear.
Oh. Even Ray.
Now, in regard to the defendant, remember me, son.
Yes, Your Excellency?
I have reached my final verdict. I hereby find you guilty.
I was about to say, I hereby find you guilty. Yay!
Yay!
Oh, yay!
Cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossoms. Where are they coming from?
I don't know.
Yes, we use cherry blossoms, not fireworks, like nonsensical.
Like the
they are a lot
brutish,
safer.
like those in the brutish lands of the West. But where were the cherry blossoms?
Court is
coming
adjourned. I have a date with a shoulder massage and an entire bottle of aspirin. Goodbye.
from? And my blood pressure medication.
And my blood pressure medication.
She did it.
We did it.
Susato did it.
Susato did it.
In your face, men.
It's over. My heart is still pounding in my chest, though. It's all I could do just to stay standing.
I'm gonna be sad though because now we're not gonna get like cute defense attorney Susato anymore.
We might do.
You know, I wonder if the Ryutaru getup is a costume you can unlock for her.
I don't know because like the DLC is just like the
It's like the
steampunk outfit.
outfit things,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
And then obviously Herlock and Iris have the.
But maybe we hadn't unlocked it yet.
I mean, maybe. I don't think it has unlocks though.
Have to see.
But we'll see.
Oh.
Players have such great responsibility, such a great burden to bear. Don't they, Naruhodo-san?
Who? What?
Oh dear, am I being watched?
Susato! Susato!
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You were so dashing in there.
Ray! And Father!
Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've... Oh no. I think I'm going to cry.
It wasn't easy, but together we made it. I was on the verge of tears at the end, too.
The only reason I'm still here is because of you.
Oh, no! I can't take all the credit. It took courage to tell the truth in that. You did wonderfully, Ray. So I'd have to say that the congratulations belongs to you.
Susato, don't be so standoffish.
Sorry?
Wow, my voice is like really cracking.
We're friends, equals, and the trial's over. So no more of this formal super humility nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger, to throw caution to the wind.
Well, not too
Caution
much.
to the... What?
Not too much caution to the wind because I mean that's what the reporter did, and look
Say,
where that.
calm down.
Look what happened to him.
I'm the great defense lawyer Ryutaru Naruhodo, and I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow.
Like, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I
minute.
see what's happening here. You're trying to make me ask you out.
Or something.
Or something vaguely along those lines. Maybe. I mean,
Or you
possibly.
could just, grab me around the waist and pull me in for a kiss or something.
Right. I see. I'll, think about it, Ray.
At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man, and it felt so good.
Yes, it was satisfying.
It really was. Isn't there anybody else we could find?
She's
You're not looking at me.
slowly.
No. Why would I be doing that? Oh, my goodness. No, of course not. Of course not.
There it is at last. Ray's lovely smile.
You fought for
She
your...
was smiling before, though.
She was.
You fought for your friend to the very last. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. Defense Attorney Ryutaru Naruhodo.
Thank you. But I couldn't have done it without your help.
Well, I mean, maybe a
Anyway.
tiny bit.
It's time to bid farewell to Ryutaru, I think.
Oh, darn. Darn.
I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotoba now.
Oh dear.
So, I'll never see him again then. What a terrible shame.
What?
Yeah, I
Uh-oh.
have no idea what this could be. What? What? It's happening!
Oh no. Soseki-san and Inspector Hosonaga, I do hope you've been keeping well.
Is that really you?
Oh, they've noticed. Yes. I had to change my appearance, well, for obvious reasons, I hope. But it's me.
You do realize that it is probably a crime
The-
that you have committed, and so, unfortunately, I will have to revert everything that's happened in the last 2 hours.
No, don't, please! Susato Mikotoba.
Don't. So dashing, so divine. No! Doubly dashing, yes, and devilishly divine. Just look at you.
Hands off.
Soseki, calm down.
I had no idea. Mr. Sato, son, Esquires. Oh, that you were locum student Naruhodo-san, Esquire's cousin. Astonishingly, I can't say it like that. Astonishingly astounding, Ace Attorney. They did it. They said
did
the
it.
thing. They said the thing.
He said the name.
Poor Soseki-san. So confused.
It is his natural state.
Yes, evidently, judging by his difficulty with saying astonishingly astounding.
It's hard to say it like that, like in
Yeah,
that sort of
yeah.
like sharp, quick,
Astonishingly astounding!
astoundingly. It just was difficult. All right, leave me alone. Go away.
Okay.
I still remember the first time I ever met him. He was in a prison cell in London.
Looks like he's in the middle of trying to take a poop.
What an extraordinary conundrum it was that the unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. But after Naruhodo-san's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Soseki-san was free to return to Japan.
Well, yes, that's utterly unbelievable, man.
Yes, who knew it was my wife the entire time?
And now he seems to have earned himself great fame as an author.
Yes, well, maybe. I'm stunned. That's a truly impressive disguise. Even I had no idea. And I'm a chief inspector at the police bureau. Who came up with Mr. Turtle, no less. I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector. Amazing. You're a woman of many faces, I see.
Wait, what?
Just,
What was that?
nothing! Just two, really. And this was a once-in-a-lifetime event. I hope. Oh, I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector.
Yes, well, I am a professional, of course. Yes.
I do worry about Inspector Hosonaga sometimes. I really do.
Why? Is it all the blood that he coughs up?
Maybe. 9 months ago, when he appeared here at the Supreme Court to testify, he was undercover, disguised as the head waiter of a restaurant.
Yeah, slightly better disguise. Oh dear.
And then on the steamship to Great Britain, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on the journey. Oh. I said no. Oh, that didn't help you, did it, Kazuma-sama?
From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the murder that the Englishwoman committed at the end of last year.
Ah, yes. It was an English doctor she killed, as I understand it.
Dr. John H. Wilson, yes. The man I invited to Japan personally. The mystery is, why did she kill him? And now that the culprit herself is dead, we'll probably never know the answer.
Apart from, of course, the list.
Yeah.
The super secret list.
No, that could have been any John H. Wilson.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
On the voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter. With Mr. Herlock Sholmes, the great detective, I mean.
Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course.
Ah, my arch nemesis. How lightly you utter his name.
Well, according to the stories published about him in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, a detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes. A best friend. And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Wilson.
What? Dr. Wilson? Dr. Wilson?
I just can't believe that is a coincidence. To think,
No, that would be a very terribly large coincidence.
I think that the English doctor of medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago must have been the friend and partner of Mr. Sholmes. And if that's really true, then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again.
No, it's fine. I'm sure she'll find out eventually. Don't bother telling her.
As you know, I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born.
I said to your mother, I'm going to go across the sea and she'll be your problem. Goodbye.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
No, it's just like, yes, my child has been born. I'm going to immediately leave.
yes, grandmother told me about it.
On returning to Japan, I took up my professorship at the Imperial Yume University. But I also serve another role as an advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs.
Yes, I was aware of that as well.
In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you.
Could you just tell me one thing? Why did you summon me back to Japan? It's been 2 months now since I returned. When I left England, it was because an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan.
Well, I mean, you are my daughter, and I honestly think that Mr. Naruhodo-san isn't good for you. And he was obviously going to fail over there anyway, and I didn't want him to drag you down with him.
I don't know what's going on, but I feel something in the air. It smells like slander.
I feel my ears burning.
Actually, I just missed my little baby girl.
yeah.
I mean,
It's because your mother refused. Never mind.
What?
I'm not
Oh,
saying
okay.
it.
Is he? Oh, he's being rude.
It's
No. I was going to say, because your mother refuses to pick up my socks from the floor. And I figured that you would be the next best candidate.
Oh, that's mean.
That is mean.
But
I know it is. That's why I
but
stopped
also indicative of Japanese society at that time, apparently.
Well, yeah.
it. True.
It said you'd collapsed with high fever, and you were growing weaker by the day.
What? Where did that news come from?
That's what I'd like to know. Because after that long sea voyage, I find you in fine health now.
Oh, well,
about that.
Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way? Harm me? That's It's really the only explanation I can think of.
I think I'm going to have a good think about this one for a moment. Just hold on.
I've got a meeting.
Hold on.
Sorry, Susato.
It's coming to me. Dear me. Do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Susato? I'm sorry, my dear. I simply can't.
Ah! Oh, no, it's that guy.
Ah, let me go!
Menimemo-san?
So, one throw wasn't enough for you. I've got one last thing to say before they take me away, Professor.
Me?
I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. And that visiting student's fate.
Visiting student? Giselle Red, you mean?
No, not her. The student.
No. What?
No.
Oh.
Kazuma.
No, I know.
No, Pete.
I'm clicking. The gears are clicked.
No, not her. The student of law who left for Great Britain 8 months ago.
What? Student of law. He must mean Kazuma-sama? What are you talking about? What does this have to do with Kazuma-sama?
Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship, and that he'll never. Ah! Owie.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my goodness!
So that's what he looks like
Well.
from the front.
Jesus!
like when the camera's not looking directly up at him.
And even then, he's got the hands of a massive mountain.
Jesus.
Good night.
Wow, you don't want to get punched by them.
Well, I didn't expect to find him in
Now,
here.
when I look at him like this, my brain is just seeing the Ornstein and the Smough nipples.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bad.
What were you officers playing
Susato
at?
very quickly
Well, you
hides.
see, we got really distracted on account of the fact that the supposed man was in fact a girl, and why aren't you noticing that, Your Honor? I mean, Irv over here and I suspected. Terribly sorry, Your Excellency.
Oh my lord, he's a unit.
He is a unit. Good night. It's not. It's as it turns out. It's not actually. The podium isn't that high. It's
Yeah,
not like he's perched up on anything. He is just that
He
tall,
is.
and that's required for him to actually
Yeah,
fit.
he is the mountain.
I was coming to tell you that the rickshaw has arrived, Eugen, and it's a good job I came by.
Yes. Thank you for dealing with him. And I'll be there shortly.
Oh, Your Excellency.
I wonder if I can't tell if she's gonna be like, oh, that was a great trial that I didn't see.
The trial's over. I'm not Your Excellency anymore.
Oh,
Merely your father's friend, Seishiro Jigoku.
okay.
Yeah,
so,
not-
so it is Susato, okay.
Yeah, and not
Jigoku.
also not a Shin, just to bear that in mind. It's alright, I'm just keeping my eye out for that.
Oh, yes.
Asian?
Asian, yeah.
The other name.
The other name on the list.
The one that we didn't
oh.
know. The only unknown.
And may I say that since I saw you last, you seem to have taken on a more, dashing appearance. Susato.
Oh dear.
Oh, so he knew the entire time.
No.
No, all along?
Oh, he did?
From the start of the trial?
No way.
Well,
Yeah.
he said he's your father's
Yeah.
friend. Like,
A judge sees everything, Susato.
I couldn't let you take the risk. If Seishiro here hadn't known, then he'd recognized you. So, I had a word in his ear beforehand, as an old friend. So, Seishiro, shall we?
Yes, having ruled on that case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address.
Before you go, Father,
Sorry, my dear. We shall have to return to our earlier conversation at a later date. But well done again, both of you. who did admirably.
And we'll never see him again.
Oh, thank you very
I
much.
have a feeling that, yeah, he's gonna get...
Now, I feel like the judge, and I feel like Seishiro does in fact walk like Dr. Leafsy, just not because out of a strutter, because he's so large. He's just like boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh, there he goes, Bill.
Oh, Judge is back.
Can hear him coming from half a mile away. He's made of 900% muscle.
900%.
What did you think of my Seishiro sling, eh? It's been a while since I saw a man flying like that.
Oh, he looks so serious.
Yeah. Whatever could father be hiding from me?
So I have to ask, Japanese judge versus Great British judge, who wins in physical combat?
Definitely the Japanese
Judge. Like, are you
Like,
serious?
hands down, he would crush him like small ant.
Like, I imagine, like, the, British judge will be like,
I'm sorry, you wanting to challenge me to... I'm sorry, you want to challenge me to combat? I don't...
It's already begun.
I don't believe I've ever fought anybody in my entire life. I barely do anything. In fact, my back's terrible. My back's playing up. Terribly painful. I'm sorry. I don't think I could.
I will feel bad if we never see Seishiro again, because I really do enjoy. I did enjoy that.
Yeah. I feel either both of them are going to end up dead, or Mikotoba's going to
no,
end up
I think
dead.
Mikotoba, because then...
Oh yeah, there is that little cliffhanger. It's like, oh yes, we'll resume that conversation at a later date. Surely nothing's going to happen in the
Yeah.
interim that would result in my untimely ability to not communicate with you the vital information.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I think something's going to happen to him. Anyway,
The rickshaw is gonna be set on fire.
he runs off a cliff.
About Giselle Brett. About Dr. Wilson. And now it seems, according to the reporter, about Kazuma-sama. I'm going to have to bring this up with father sometime. And nobody else is around.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
So, Eugen, I hope that this entire conversation didn't interrupt you having some kind of meaningful conversation with your daughter, which will certainly not be interrupted by any adverse life circumstances.
Judicial Assistant Mikotoba-san Esquires. Esquires, could I have a word?
Oh, yes, of course, Soseki-san. What is it?
I think perhaps it could be... fate that we're meeting again like this now. You see... you see... There's something I need to tell you.
Oh?
This better not be a love confession.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I believe... Besides, we found out that, wasn't it, Iris that he fancied, weirdly? In that Ranst magazine thing. He was like, oh, she's so wonderful.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I think it was...
He was very flattered when she called him handsome, and then we all vomited.
Yeah. Yes. I believe that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England.
This I have to hear. Please, Soseki-san, tell me at once.
I will! Wait, that was weird. I will! I don't know why I sort of pretend like I glitched out. As you know, my time in England was terrible. Cursed, I have no doubt. Such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness locum student Naruhodo-san Esquire stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on a ship back here to my homeland. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikotoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report.
My father?
He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, and for whatever reason I'm going to leave that carrot dangling and not going to elaborate. I hope nothing untimely happens to me while I'm explaining this to you. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to you asking you to return to Japan.
What was it then? The particular part my father was interested in.
Oh, that extremely important part was, I've forgotten. Oh, God damn it, Susato!
God damn it!
I was joking! Oh dear. I don't really know exactly. I hope you're not angry. But do you remember them? Those two terrible cases I was caught up in?
Of course, I could never forget.
Your father seemed to concern himself mainly with the second case.
Second one? You mean the one Mr. Sholmes forbade any of us to talk about in public?
What?
You see, I don't remember that part.
Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the
Or the
first.
people playing the game, apparently.
Well, I don't care! I don't have to listen to what that dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is, it seems that mysterious, imaginary case somehow holds the key to all these curious, unanswered questions.
That'll be what he referenced. The poison is about. Surely is what he was talking about earlier. Because remember, he was like, "This is the second time that I've been involved in poison. My goodness!" And they were like, "What the heck is he talking about?" The only case that we know of that he was involved in was when a book fell on somebody and killed her accidentally.
That horrific, hideous, heinous case. The case of the haunted lodgings.
Are we stupid? Are we forgetting something?
I mean, that's the one within the Garadeb house, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would think
With
so.
the book.
Yeah. Anyway,
That case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over. It seems I was wrong.
We even did the intermediary bits. It's not like...
Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told.
Yeah, it seems to not be.
yeah, it seems that way. Oh,
Oh,
cutscene.
cutscene.
So, the mystery of that English woman's death is solved. Thank goodness. But having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land now, Odo-san. But actually, I'm writing to you today because of another matter. I met Soseki-san, and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great, unsolved mystery. My notes on the case should still be in the office, tucked away in the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today, for the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again. Yours, Susato.
Yeah.
No.
Yay, we
Oh.
finished the case.
And-
We did, and it's
the end of the
and
episode.
it's good timing as well because it is the end of the episode. So yeah, Susato's success, yay! Team
Yeah.
girls, woo! But yes, thank you for joining us as we concluded this trial.
Yes.
If you do like what we do and you're excited to see what happens next, I know,
As we are.
I know we are.
Yes.
Why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? Ring that notification bell so you can be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday for the Great Ace Attorney and every Saturday for Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you again.
Catch you in the next one, folks.
And remember, before you try to run away from your just sentence, try to make sure that the judge isn't himself an absolute unit of an MMA fighter, because otherwise you'll wind up with a very, very painful injury.
And a broken back.